Warriors, welcome back to Gods of Alliance. If you're here, it means you want power, knowledge, and control over the battlefield. This is not luck. This is strategy. Let's break the game together. Today we're talking about a hero that has survived years of meta changes, countless balance updates, and the arrival of dozens of new heroes. Yet somehow, he continues to appear in Arena. He continues to appear in Battlefield. And he continues to frustrate players all across Dominion. Today we're talking about Dante. And with the arrival of Relics, this legendary marksman has become even more dangerous. Let's see why. Dante is one of the most unique heroes in Hero Wars Alliance. While many heroes focus purely on damage, Dante combines damage, control, survivability, positioning disruption, and one of the strongest dodge mechanics in the game. His ability to avoid attacks while constantly throwing spectral spears creates pressure that few heroes can match. And when paired with heroes like Octavia, Iris, Drain, Yasmin, Goose, or Tempest, he becomes a nightmare to fight. Let's start with his skills. Instrument of Fate is Dante's main active ability. When activated, Dante throws multiple spectral spears at enemy targets. These spears deal physical damage and push enemies backwards. Now this may sound simple, but the knockback effect is incredibly important. It constantly disrupts enemy positioning. It delays enemy pressure, and it creates opportunities for Dante's entire kit to generate value. The second skill is Foresight. This is one of the reasons dodge teams became so famous. When activated, Dante increases the dodge stat of all allies. And that means more missed attacks, more survivability, more frustration for your opponent, and more opportunities for Dante's passive effects to activate. The third skill is Retribution. And this is where things start becoming really annoying for the enemy team. Whenever Dante, or one of his allies, dodges an attack, Dante immediately responds. A spectral spear flies toward the nearest enemy. More damage, more control, more pressure. Every successful dodge becomes an offensive action. And this is exactly why dodge teams can snowball so quickly once the fight begins. His fourth skill is Shackles of Weakness. Every time one of Dante's spears lands on a target, the enemy's primary stat is reduced. Strength, agility, or intelligence, depending on the hero. This weakens enemy damage, weakens survivability, and weakens overall effectiveness. The longer the battle lasts, the more value Dante generates. Now let's move to the Relics. First relic upgrades Piercing Throw every 9 seconds. Throws a spectral spear that deals damage to the nearest enemy and knocks them back. Damage highly increases on this skill. Always good for overall damage. The second relic upgrades Instrument of Fate. Whenever Dante knocks enemies back, he gains armor penetration. And this is a fantastic upgrade. Why? Because Dante is constantly pushing enemies backwards, which means he's constantly gaining additional armor penetration. More penetration means more damage, and more damage means dead enemies. Simple. The third relic upgrades Shackles of Weakness. Originally, the debuff lasts 7 seconds. After the relic upgrade, it lasts 16 seconds, more than double the duration. This massively increases Dante's ability to weaken enemy heroes throughout the fight and gives tremendous value against both tanks and damage dealers. The fifth relic introduces Shifting Focus. This one is very interesting. Depending on the battlefield situation, Dante gains either dodge or physical attack. If enemies are nearby, his dodge increases. If enemies are not nearby, his physical attack increases. In other words, he becomes stronger regardless of the situation. And that's exactly the kind of flexibility that makes Dante so dangerous. Now let's talk about building priorities, starting with skins. And here, the order is very clear. First come both physical attack skins. Everything Dante does scales from physical attack. His spears, his damage, his pressure, his overall effectiveness. This is the foundation of the hero. After that comes health. A dead Dante deals no damage. More health means more survivability. and more opportunities to take advantage of his dodge mechanics. Next comes Armor Penetration, and this Skin Plus is especially valuable. Not only does it increase damage output significantly, but it also allows Dante to deal with tougher frontline heroes much more effectively. After Armor Penetration comes Dodge. No surprise here, Dodge is the heart of Dante's identity. More dodge means more avoided attacks, more retribution procs, and more overall value. After Dodge comes Agility. Agility boosts multiple aspects of Dante's performance simultaneously and provides excellent overall scaling. And finally, Magic Defense. Useful, but generally less impactful than the other priorities. That's why it comes last. Now let's move to artifacts. The first priority is the Book of Illusions. This artifact provides dodge and health, two stats that Dante absolutely loves. More survivability, more dodge, more value. This should be your first artifact priority. Next comes the Ring of Agility. Agility improves both offense and survivability. A fantastic second investment. And finally comes the weapon. The dodge bonus is still useful for the team, but compared to the Book and Ring, it simply provides less immediate value for Dante himself. Now glyphs. As high as possible. The priority order is Health, Dodge, Physical Attack, Agility, Armor. This setup gives Dante the balance he needs between damage output and survivability. Spark of Power? Very easy. Max it. As always. Now let's talk talismans. The first talisman is my preferred option in most situations. Agility as the main stat, crit chance in the slots. This combination boosts virtually everything Dante does while increasing his offensive potential considerably. For most players, this talisman will be more than enough. The second talisman takes a different approach. Physical Attack as the main stat, dodge in the slots. This creates a more defensive version of Dante. You still gain damage, but you also become harder to kill. And in dedicated dodge teams, that extra survivability can make a huge difference. Now let's move to the battles. Our first team is Drain, Yasmin, Dante, Guus, and Octavia. This is one of the clearest examples of why Dante remains relevant. Octavia amplifies the dodge mechanics. Guus provides support and sustain. Yasmin becomes even more threatening. Drain adds tremendous offensive pressure. And Dante connects everything together through control, dodge, and constant spear attacks. Next we have Drain, Berna, Dante, Somna, and Octavia. This team focuses heavily on disruption. Somna creates control opportunities. Berna adds pressure. Octavia enhances survivability. And Dante continuously weakens enemy formations while creating space for the rest of the team. Then we have Dante, Iris, Polaris, Aiden, and Octavia. And this is where Dante's synergy with Iris becomes extremely visible. Longer fights. More dodge. More opportunities. More chaos. Everything Iris loves. Dante helps create the perfect environment for Iris to do what she does best. Next comes Drain, Yasmin, Dante, Guus, and Fafnir. An incredibly aggressive composition. Fafnir boosts physical damage. Yasmin hunts. Priority targets. Drain applies pressure. Guus keeps the team functioning. And Dante constantly disrupts enemy positioning while generating additional damage through every dodge interaction. Finally, we have Julius, Dante, Tempest, Iris, and Miu. This team demonstrates something very important. Dante isn't limited to traditional dodge teams. He can also fit into hybrid compositions. Julius protects, Tempest controls, Iris destroys, Miu supports, and Dante provides the control and pressure necessary to keep the entire machine running. So what's the final verdict? Dante remains one of the most valuable heroes in Hero Wars Alliance. His synergy with Octavia is obvious. His synergy with Iris is incredible. His dodge mechanics remain among the strongest in the game. And Relics have only made him stronger. The teams shown today are only examples. Many more combinations exist, and that's one of Dante's greatest strengths. Flexibility. He can function in pure dodge teams, hybrid teams, control teams, and even aggressive offensive compositions. The first Talisman remains the most versatile option thanks to agility and crit chance. The second Talisman offers a more defensive alternative through physical attack and dodge, making Dante even harder to bring down when survivability becomes critical. And let's not forget, I still don't have the final 2 relics unlocked. Those upgrades may push this hero even further. The reality is simple. Dante is not a new hero, but just like several veteran heroes in Hero Wars Alliance, relics have allowed him to evolve once again. And today he remains one of the safest long-term investments you can make. A hero capable of dealing damage, controlling the battlefield, supporting allies, disrupting enemies, and frustrating opponents every single day. Warriors, this is how we play the game. Not randomly, not blindly, with knowledge, with precision, with control. We don't build randomly. We build with intention. Master the mechanics. Control the fight. Let's break the game together.